Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. This is a play for you, Progress. This is one act play by John Green Irvine, and the characters of play are Professor Henry Corey, a scientist, Mrs. Meldon, his sister, and Hannah, his servant. We have already discussed about this play very deeply. The theme of the play, the one act play, the character sketches of all this play. So now we will look inside the text of this play. Okay, paragraph 1 is the scene of the play is laid in a study room of Professor Henry Corey in a remote village in the north of England on the spring day in the year 1990. इस इसका इस प्ले का सीन जो है या इस खेल का जो सीन है वो सबसे पहले कहाँ एक दूर दराज के इलाके में नॉर्थ इंग्लैंड में सेट किया गया है। बहार के दिन है और 1919 का साल है जब फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर ओवर हुई थी। द रूम इज़ टाइडी इनफ, कमरे में काफ़ी तरतीब है। एंड विद द टाइडीनेस ऑफ अ हाउस डोमिनेटेड बाय अ बैचलर, और घर की इस तरतीब के ऊपर ज़्यादा हुक्मरानी नज़र आती है एक कंवारे शख्स की, हु इज़ डोमिनेटेड बाय हिज वर्क, जिसके ऊपर उसके अपने काम की हुक्मरानी है, रादर देन बाय डोमेस्टिक कंफर्ट, बजाय घर के हालात की या घर के आराम से। On the large table near the center of the room, there is a litter of scientific apparatuses employed by Professor Corey in the experiment in which he is now engaged. एक बड़ा मेज़ है जो कि तकरीबन कमरे के दरमियान में है और उस पर काफ़ी सारे साइंसी आलात फैले हुए हैं जो कि प्रोफेसर कोरी अपने मौजूदा तजर्बे में इस्तेमाल कर रहा है। इन द बिगिनिंग सीन यू हैव सीन दैट this was the year of 1919 when just the First World War over, and they is presented a room just like a lab, and the room is very tidy, but this tidiness not because of the domestic comfort of the professor, but professor was dominated, was controlled by his work. He is very much engaged or immersed in his work, and his table is almost in the middle of his room, and the table is totally occupied with the scientific apparatuses, with so many scientific instruments which the Professor Corey is using in his present experiment. And by this scene you can see that this is the setting of something that Professor Corey is going to do any important experiment, and this is just presenting a lab like environment. Okay, the continuation of paragraph 1. On the walls of the room are number of diagrams showing sections of very large bomb. इस कमरे की दीवारों के ऊपर बहुत सारी डायग्राम्स हैं जो कि बॉम्ब के मुख्तलिफ हिस्से दिखाती हैं। एंड देयर इज़ अ मॉडल ऑफ अ बिग बॉम्ब ऑन द स्टैंड अंडरनीथ वन ऑफ दीज डायग्राम्स। इन्हीं डायग्राम्स के नीचे एक स्टैंड के ऊपर एक बड़े बॉम्ब का मॉडल रखा गया है। And there are sectional diagrams of aeroplanes and their shapes to be seen, also fairly large models of aeroplanes and airships. इसके साथ साथ जहाज़ों के और जंगी जहाज़ों के मुख्तलिफ़ शक्लें और मुख्तलिफ़ हिस्से दिखाए गए हैं। एंड इसके अलावा जो है वो जहाज़ों के और जंगी जहाज़ों के बड़े मॉडल भी दिखाए गए हैं। ओके, बाय दिस सीन the scene that is set in the first paragraph, the first half and the second half, you can see that the person is busy with something that belongs to war, because the room setting is totally of experiment like, the lab like, and there are so many diagrams of bombs, the airplanes, the airships, etc., which are showing that this person must belong to war with boundaries, etc. प्रोफेसर हेनरी कोरी एजड बिटवीन 50 to 60। प्रोफेसर हेनरी कोरी की उम्र 50 से 60 साल है। डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इन ऑल दीज लाइन्स ऑफ फर्स्ट सीन यू कैन सी the whole personality of Professor Corey, that how his room was, and how, and his age and his preferences and his look and everything about his personal character. So the Professor Henry Corey aged between 50 to 60, वो 50 से 60 साल का है, and is sitting at the center table watching a chemical process in a large retort. वो एक बड़े मेज़ के ऊपर बिल्कुल दरमियान में बैठा हुआ है और एक कीमियाई अमल को एक बड़े बर्तन में देख रहा है। रिटॉर्ट एक ऐसा बर्तन होता है जिसके अंदर केमिकल्स का एक्सट्रैक्शन लिया जाता है। एंड ही हैज़ कोल्ड ह्यूमरस आइज़, उसकी बिल्कुल बेमज़ा सी सर्द आँखें, एंड हिज माउथ इफ़ वर नॉट कंसील्ड बाय अ थिकिश बियर्ड, अगर उसके चेहरे पर काफ़ी गाढ़ी दाढ़ी ना हो, वुड बी सीन टू हैव क्रूअल लाइन्स अबाउट इट, तो आपको इसके ऊपर कुछ जालिमाना किस्म की लकीरें दिखाई दें। ही डज़ नॉट हाउएवर इम्प्रेस द कैजुअल विजिटर एज अ क्रूअल मैन इंडीड, एक आम मिलने वाले शख्स को वो एक जालिम आदमी दिखाई नहीं देगा। ही सीम्स टू बी अ हार्मलेस काइंडली इनकॉन्सिक्वेंट पर्सन, वो एक हार्मलेस बेगर्ज किस्म का काइंडली मेहरबान इनकॉन्सिक्वेंट किसी भी चीज़ में इन्वॉल्व हुए बगैर वाला एक शख्स आपको दिखाई देगा, कम्प्लीटली एब्जॉर्ब ऑफ कोर्स इन हिज वर्क, जो कि आपको ज़्यादा अपने काम में मशगूल दिखाई देगा। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, इन दीज लाइन्स यू हैव सीन दैट दिस पर्सन ऑफ 50 to 60 एज इज़, बिकॉज द एज 50 and 60 shows a very much maturity of a person. That's why the writer is using this age, that he is a mature person. And what is the posture? He is sitting in the middle of the room on a table, and his personality is like he is a cold type of a person. He doesn't have any humorous sense, but his eyes are very cold, mean, expressionless, and his face is covered with a beard. But the writer says that if his face would not be covered with a beard, it would be seen some cruel lines over it, because he is involved in a cruel business of war. But if any common man meet him, he cannot guess about him that he is a cruel person. Apparently, he is looking a very harmless and a common sort of person who is just busy in his own work. It is when he is angry that something of his cruelty is observable. अगर वो नाराज़ होता है तो फिर उसकी शख्सियत में कुछ जालमानापन दिखाई देता है. And he is inclined to utter wolfish snarls. उस वक्त वो कुछ खुराने की सी आवाज़ें निकालता है. If he is thwarted or hindered in any way, जैसे कि उसके किसी काम को रोक दिया गया हो या उसमें रुकावट डाली गई हो. But the most certain sign of his fundamentally cruel character is his scientific work. लेकिन उसकी शख्सियत का जो सबसे अहम ज़ालिमानापन है वो उसका साइंसी काम है. Nothing is of great importance to him that उसके देन दैट, उसके लिए उस साइंसी काम से ज़्यादा अहम कुछ भी नहीं है. ह्यूमन बीइंग इज़ ऑफ लेस कॉन्सिक्वेंस टू हिम, इंसान की उसके लिए बहुत कम अहमियत है देन द सक्सेस ऑफ इवन अ माइनर एक्सपेरिमेंट, एक छोटे से तजर्बे से भी ज़्यादा. एंड ही रिगार्ड्स द रिटॉर्ट वेरी क्लोजली, अब वो इस बर्तन को बहुत करीब से देख रहा है. एंड मटरिंग टू हिमसेल्फ एज ही डज सो, और अपने आप में ही कुछ बड़बड़ा रहा है जो कि वो अक्सर करता है. इन लाइन्स के अंदर आपने देखा दैट ही वॉज अ कॉमन मैन, अ कॉमन पर्सन, but his cruelty is apparent when he is angry with something, and when something is happened against his mood, then you can see a cruel person in his personality. But beside his personality, his cruelty is apparent with his work, his scientific work in which he is engaged, because he is giving much more importance to his scientific work, and human beings are not much important for him, but he is just giving a very much importance to his minor experiment over human beings. Now he is busy to closely look at his retort in which the chemical process is doing. So he's muttering himself something, and he has a habit of muttering to himself because he is not engaged with any other person. So he is always doing this, that he mutters to himself. Continuation of paragraph 2 is sometimes his muttering are of satisfaction. कभी कभी वो जो बड़बड़ाता है तसल्ली के लिए बड़बड़ाता है. And sometimes of anxiety, कभी कभी वो बेचैनी का शिकार हो जाता है. Once of rage, और कभी गुस्सा आ जाता है. That turns again to satisfaction, कि अगर कुछ उसके इत्मीनान के ख़िलाफ़ हो जाए. मतलब here the personality is showing that he is muttering to himself. He has a common habit of muttering to himself. Because he is not involved to anybody else, so he is in a habit of muttering to himself. But there were many reasons behind his muttering. So sometimes muttering is because of his satisfaction when he is successful, but sometimes anxiety when he is not successful, and sometimes the rage when something is not according to his own expectation. So the knock is heard on his study door, but he does not hear. उसके कमरे पर दस्तक सुनाई देती है लेकिन वो नहीं सुनता. It is repeated. ये दस्तक दोबारा होती है. He leans forward to glance more closely at the retort. लेकिन वो मज़ीद झुक जाता है और जायज़ा ले रहा होता है उस बर्तन का. एंड देन विद अ शाउट ऑफ प्लेजर राइजेस अप, और फिर वो खुशी से चिल्लाता हुआ उठ खड़ा होता है एंड कंटेम्पलेट्स इट, और इस पे गौर करता है। एंड द नॉक इज़ हर्ड फॉर द थर्ड टाइम, जबकि दस्तक तीसरी मरतबा भी सुनाई देती है। In this paragraph, you can see that he is very much involved with his work, that even he cannot hear the three knocks at his door, but he is busy in his own experiment, and he is looking the retort more closely and doing the chemical process in this, but he is not concerned with the outside environment. That's why he is not hearing the knock outside the door. Okay, Corey bending over a tot and ending the experiment. Now in these lines you can see that he was bending, वो झुका हुआ है इस बर्तन के ऊपर, and ending the experiment, और अपने इस तजर्बे को अब वो एहतमाम दे रहा है। At last, आखिरकार by heaven, I have done it at last, अल्लाह की मर्ज़ी से मैंने ये कर लिया है। And a very loud knock on the door, तब दरवाजे के ऊपर एक बहुत ऊंची दस्तक सुनाई देती है। He turned around in a puzzled fashion, ओ ओ, और वो कुछ झंझलाहट के आलम में पीछे मुड़ता है और कुछ इस तरह के एक्सप्रेशंस देता है, interjections हैं, ओ। So at last he is successful in his experiment, but the fourth time there was a very large, was a big knock at the door, and after his success in an experiment, he just turned around and just giving an impression of EOO. Dear students, in all this lecture, you have seen the personality of a Professor Corey. That Professor Corey was a person, in the play Progress, he was a person who was engaged in a scientific experiment, and he was a very cold and a humorless person who is almost ignorant from the outside environment of the world and even of his own home. So he is just involved in his own experiment. By the setting of his room, you can see there were the diagrams of bombs and aeroplanes and airships, and he was a person of a cold personality. He has just engaged in his scientific experiments, and he want to get success in those experiments, and he is not concerned with any human being, but he is just giving the importance to his very minor scientific experiments over the human being. So he was very much indulged in the scientific experiment in his own room, and he does not hear the knock outside the door. He is just giving importance to his scientific experiment, and he got success in this scientific experiment. And after this experiment, he just had heard the knock at the door. So in the coming paragraphs, we will see that what will happen in the coming paragraph. So thank you so much for listening.